From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, a rainy few days ahead for parts of New Zealand with ex-tropical cyclone Tam lying low to the west of the nation. Heavy rain warnings cover the northeast and west of the North Island and northwest of the South Island. On the Coromandel Peninsula, State Highway 25 at Hikawai remains closed. Waters retreated but could deepen with tonight's high tide. The Thames Coast Road is open and State Highway 25A between Kopu and Hikawai will be fully open from around 6 this evening in an hour or so after crews finish clearing multiple slips. A fresh driving campaign's targeting young people behind the wheel. The NZTA, Police and ACC have worked together to encourage 16 to 24-year-olds to have a before texting friends and family while driving. The campaign turns ghosting, actively ignoring texts, into a positive. ACC injury prevention leader James Whittaker says it's an important message.
Young drivers in New Zealand are more likely to be involved in a crash, and if a young driver is using their phone while they're driving, it increases their crash risk by 4 times.
A health systems expert believes the regions could expect a good chunk of major new investment. Health Minister Simeon Brown wants to future-proof the system with a long-term pipeline for renewing and expanding New Zealand's public health facilities. It's expected the plan will need about $20 billion worth of investment. Bond University Business School's Robin Gould says much of it will go to areas like Auckland and Bay of Plenty. A retailing expert wants people to have more choice over how their personal data is used. Flybuys has shut shop in New Zealand after 30 years. It has 3 million New Zealanders' personal data, but hasn't said what will happen to it. Sydney University retailing professor Lisa Asher says we should look to the Europeans' right to be forgotten.
Part of their law that's been brought in is greater clarity, and you're allowed to request to be forgotten, and it has to be enacted.
That's news. In sport, Blues flanker Dalton Papali'i says embarrassment is driving them in tonight's Super Rugby Pacific visit to Christchurch. The defending champions were beaten 42-19 by the Crusaders last time out at Eden Park. The task doesn't necessarily become easier for Liam Lawson in this weekend's Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Lawson's drive in Bahrain saw him finish 16th once penalties were applied, and the 23-year-old faces another unfamiliar track in a Formula One car in Jeddah.
I think Bahrain was actually more competitive for us. We just really didn't show it. So that's probably a good feeling coming here, but at the same time, it's a very different track. Completely the opposite, really, of Bahrain. Different surface, completely high speeds. That'll be a big adjustment.
Lawson did win a Formula 2 race in Saudi Arabia in 2022. That's sport. I'm Joe Gilfillan.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.